good morning, and a warm welcome to one and all, guys. Thank you for joining us on this special Sunday. I know how special it is all for us, the leisure morning every week that we get in. So it's wonderful to see you all. Thank you for joining us. So before we jump into the topic, let me introduce the speaker of the day. Yeah. So today we have Neeraja Ajay. She is, let's welcome her today. So Neeraja Ajay is based in Delhi. She has done her master's in food nutrition and dietetics. She's a clinical dietitian and holistic nutrition coach. She has her own clinic, Swastha NutriCare, and she has 5+ years of experience. Her area of specialization is all women health-related issues like PCOS, weight management, cholesterol management, thyroid management, etc. She always says, as a clinical nutritionist, I came across many success stories, but the real flavor of my success and happiness came only after I turned a holistic nutrition coach. Because now I'm able to reverse the chronic lifestyle diseases. Her motto in life is healing naturally to build wellness rather than creating diseases. That is, prevention is better than cure. So that's wonderful, Neeraja. Thank you for joining us today. So even I follow the same motto. I believe in prevention than management. That's where we come in for all these discussions. So today's topic is all about immunity. So guys, what do you think immunity is all about? Use the chat box. Why do we need immunity? And what is immunity? Why are all we here today? Do you want to say anything? This is going to be an interactive session, guys. Please participate. Use the chat box or raise your hand. Why immunity is important? Okay, Kamalam says it's to fight the diseases. Padmaja says immunity helps to combat diseases. Okay. And what else? Immunity is our body's defense mechanism, right? What else? What else, guys? Think differently. What else immunity could be? And why do we all crave for that? Okay. So the moment we, sorry?
To stay healthy.
To stay healthy. Thank you, Rupam. Wonderful. That is the answer I'm looking at actually. To make
Good morning, ma'am. I'm Bhavna, ma'am.
Yeah, Bhavna.
Immunity in one other way, we can say it's a willpower.
Okay, wonderful. So thank you so much, guys, for all the responses. So let's know more about immunity. I believe immunity is not only about all the disease management or infection dealing. It's also about staying healthy and strong. So let's get in our speaker for today. Can someone pin Neeraja, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I did. Hi, Neeraja. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining. I'm Neeraja Ajay. Thanks for a nice introduction, ma'am.
Okay.
Guys, immunity is a buzzword these days, isn't it? All are agree with me. In last 2 to 3 years, we are coming across this word, right? Immunity. But I mean, how immunity become more stronger? We have to develop a strong immunity to prevent or manage it, right? So generally we are coming across so many disorders these days, diseases and disorders these days, right? So for all these diseases and disorders, low immune capacity is the underlying cause. All you are agree with me? low immune capacity is the main reason for all the diseases we are coming across these days. And in last 2 to 3 years, after 2 to 3 years of COVID scenario, it is more clear that strong immune system plays a major role in protecting us from all the infections we are coming across, right? I mean, when vaccine is not available for the COVID, so our inbuilt strength of our immunity played a major role. So this is very important to focus on building up our immunity in a stronger way, which helps us to protect us from all the infections we are coming across, either new ones or older ones. We have to focus on our building our immune system more strong. That is my view.
Okay. So that is what is all immunity is. Immunity is nothing but a protective system that we have. Everybody has a defense mechanism. The country has a military force helping everybody safe, secure and safe inside the borders. Similarly, the body has our immune system to protect us and to keep us safe and secure. So, and we need it for quite a number of reasons. And we have seen the pandemic, how difficult it has been, and we all got to know the importance of it. But are we dealing it the right way, or are we really becoming immune, or how we should develop it, or whether how we can acquire it is the topic for today's discussion. So, there's a very interesting question, Neeraja, that I'm going to ask you. Many people, if I see a group of people, the common notation that I hear is, since we are having lots of cold and cough and fevers and infections around, be it dengue or be it any kind of infections, and also now the winter is in, everybody says winter is in, and so we all are ill. I really don't get in the correlation between how winter is actually making people sick. It's not the winter, it's all the immune system that is getting weaker. So my question to you is the weaker immune system making people more affected with infections, or the number of infections around making the immune system stronger to handle a person?
Yes. Actually, as we discussed, immune system is the first and last line of defense mechanism of our body, right? So whenever we used to expose to the some disease, our body produce some antibodies to protect us from the infections. So getting infections because of our poor lifestyle patterns, and it gets more stronger when we expose to infections, because body prepare the army ready to get rid of that infection. So I say that I mean, if we are exposed to more infections, we'll get more stronger immunity.
Okay. You've given it a very simple answer. So it's so true, guys. We are not becoming weak. Our immune system is not getting weaker because of the infections around. It's only making us strong. But if it is much more stronger, it would be able to deal it in such a way that people will not get the infections. You know, that is what we call the resistance part. So having said that, we have various types of immunity. So can you, um, uh, can you explain, Neeraja, to our audience today, what is the most natural form of immunity that we have?
So before jumping into that, ma'am, I want to ask question. So how
Sure.
many, we are all having kids, right, ma'am? So how many of having a normal deliveries? How many of you have normal deliveries while you having your kids?
Okay, so guys, this is a question for you all. Out of all the audience who delivered children, how many of you have given a natural birth to your child? Not a C-section, in natural birth. Please raise your hands or type it in the chat box. Anita says, Fatima, Manju, Triprada. I too have a natural delivery. Okay. Okay. Fatima says C-section. Anyone who has gone through what mode of delivery?
Myself having 2 C-sections.
Okay, so Neeraja ma'am has 2 C-sections. I have only one daughter and C-section. Rupa says normal. So we have a combination of people here. If you have gone through the natural delivery and if you have gone through the cesarean process.
Actually, we hardly see these days natural normal deliveries. But during this natural process, our babies will expose to some beneficial bacteria while we are giving birth to them. Okay, so it will develop a natural immune system which is called innate immunity, which passes to us through our mothers. Okay, and the immunity which is developed in the kids while we are breastfeeding is also very effective. So these matlab, the immunity we are developing from the natural processes, I mean since birth. So this is called innate immunity. And this innate immunity, whenever we expose to any primary infections, it automatically start working. For example, a cut on the finger while we cutting vegetables or something. Okay, so innate immunity start acting from the moment we expose to that infection or injury. And this is the inbuilt immune system which is acquired from our birth. So, and where C-section babies are little low, I mean, less stronger immunity because of they miss the exposure of beneficial bacteria, which is having in normal delivery babies because of their C-section process. And after growing, I mean, eventually we are growing and we exposed to some infections and all. So we will develop for cough and cold like that. We used to have those infections pretty frequently. So our body is, I mean, getting used to it, and it will produce antibodies for that, and it reacts automatically. Whenever we get cold, I mean, nowadays we are taking medicine, but if we take medicine or not, it will be cured in 3 days, 3 to 4 days, usually. So that is the immunity we develop eventually during exposure of infections, and that immunity is called acquired immunity. We are acquiring it from when we are exposed to an infection. So that is called an acquired immunity. And one more thing, when like pandemic situation, when vaccines are not available, so much of mess was there. After vaccine was came, people hurried to take the vaccinations. So that is for adaptive immunity. Adaptive immunity means we are giving artificially growing antibodies in our body. So that is called adaptive immunity. So these 3 types of immunities leading our lives ahead in a healthy way.
Okay, wonderful. So guys, to precisely say it again, then the baby is born through the vaginal canal naturally. The baby gets exposed to the microbiome that is already present in the mother's body. That's the first line of defense system a baby develops. And as we all know, you might have heard from your mothers and grandparents quite a lot of times that the breast milk is a medicine. You know, it's such a precious gift that a baby is getting. It's full of antibodies and all, this immunity boosting uh, nutrients. So these two become the natural immune boosters for the baby as they are born. You know, immunity starts from then. It's not today, since we have a lot of pandemic or fevers and dengue and coughs and colds. Now people are thinking to develop immunity, but it doesn't develop like that in a day's time. It has its own way of developing from the very beginning, and how we sustain it speaks about it. Okay, so that is a natural way, and as Nirja mentioned, the second way is the immunity that we develop through infection. Say a person has got tuberculosis, TB. The body develops the antibodies of tuberculosis so that they don't get it again. I mean, there is no recurrent occurrence of the same infection that already happened. That is the second line of immunity. And the third thing is, when the babies are born, why do we all give vaccinations? There's a reason, because there is no infection, but we induced all these infectious antibodies into the babies, so that when they actually come across with these infections, the baby's body knows how to deal with these dreadful diseases. No? So these are the various types of immunity that we have, and there's various means that we can develop in our immunity. So having said this, Neeraja, the next question that I would like to ask is, if you observe the generations, previous generations, say our parents, our grandparents, or the generations before them, there is neither not, of course, there were infections and there were cases of dreadful incidents of diseases, but the amount of common infections that we have these days, like cold, coughs, and fevers, and various kind of infections, have dramatically increased these days than the earlier generations. So why people are more susceptible to these things these days? Where it might have went different is what I want to discuss.
Yeah, actually, in the older generations, they used to have a joint families and they stay together, they work together, and they grow together. Even though family, friends, and the relations are very healthy in the previous generations than us. We are having, I mean, due to professions or something else, education of children, we are moving away from our native places. So we are staying alone, and our lifestyles are also different. So nowadays, both husband and wife are working. So kids are going to school. There is no time for cooking. They're ordering out from outside, and they are in hurry. No time for their exercises or late night. Even though they come on time, uh, till they sleep, they have a gadget on their hand. So all these lifestyle patterns affects our health, along with the environmental changes also it affects our health. So comparatively, our previous generations having a healthy, happy relations, and I mean organized way of living they have. Nowadays, we are adopting our lifestyles according to our professions and our working styles. So this may, I think this may be the main, there is no proper nutrition or proper exercise, proper sleep. And moreover, we constantly hearing the word stress. Okay, these may be the four pillars of our existing infections and health issues.
Okay. So, so guys, have you understood where we are going wrong? We all know it, but after just knowing this thing doesn't help us, is it not? So, when you said there is no good nutrition, but I keep hearing there a lot, like people last 3 years. I don't know how many medical shops actually uh, are out of stock for all this zinc and selenium and other stuff.
Yes.
Where all these things are going on, why immunity is still not getting developed then? Just by taking in these pills, will the immunity develop?
No, not at all.
Then what can we say about this? Like how nutrition plays an important role in building immunity.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, we used to say some foods, herbal teas, immunity boosting soups, immunity boosting. These days, marketing also they are doing marketing like immunity fortified atta, immunity boosted healthy drinks, like that. We are coming across so many immunity boosting stuff around us, but unless and otherwise, we train our body to train our body to face the infections, fight against the infections. Whatever we do, it's none of, it's useless. It's become useless. So if we are not ready internally, external and internal, both wellness and both practices are important. We have to giving only external stuff only. We are not training our internal body to get prepared to fight against the infections. So it is we can boost immunity whenever we are ready, whenever we want, but it's not for all. Something is works for me, for not other person in my family. Okay, so it is absolutely customized. We have to customize our lifestyles, our eating patterns, our sleep patterns. Then we'll if we train our internal mindset or thought process, whatever it is. So then the superficial foods, superfood supplements, whichever we are giving externally will work. It's a both the processes. We have to interconnect with both of them. Simply having supplements or superfoods won't work to build a stronger immunity. Maybe it will give us temporary solution. It will work, but not it's not sustained for a longer time. So we have to take care of external and internal wellness.
Okay, wonderful. So when we are talking about this internal wellness, especially the word gut health is in a lot of buzz and people are so worried and everybody has a kind of gut issue. And so I want to understand our audience how this gut health is actually related to immunity and why people have low immunity because of low gut health, how it is related. Can you throw some light?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, gut health and immunity are, it's both are interlinked. 80% of our immune system will act on depending on gut microbe. Okay, so lots of beneficial microorganisms are consisting in gut in our gut. Okay, so having supplying prebiotics and probiotics like rice kanji, soups, whatever we are giving those such kind of things is fine, but there should be a limit. There should be a quantity which is suggested to be there. Anything overdoing is affect our health, right, in a negative way. So providing probiotics, whole grains, nuts and seeds, fruits and vegetables, whatever we but every state, every religion, every region is some specific foods are there for that season, which we call seasonal foods. So seasonal foods are specifically gift from nature, but we are free gift, but we are not availing that free gift to improve our immunity. Why watermelons are not available in winter season? Because water retained foods should be eaten in the summer season. So that's why those are available in summer. Okay, so nature organized our foods in such a way like we can utilize those fruits and those nutrients are necessary for our healthy living. So availing seasonal foods, and we have to whenever we get a cold or cough, something, anything, so we'll go to instead of going to our kitchen, we'll go to medical shop. Our own kitchen is accessible for us, but we go for a medication. Okay, so there are so many hidden healers in our kitchen, right? We are not availing. Somewhere pandemic has created an awareness that our kitchen also somehow pharmacy is there. That for that we can thank for pandemic. So it was elevated our kitchen pharmacy. So gut health to by providing all these type of seasonal foods, whole grains, means the way we are eating, what we are eating is the matters to improve our gut health, which in turn it affects to build us stronger.
Okay. So thank you, Neeraja. I'll just flip the coin of what you said, and I'll practically speaking, what is happening around is, she gave the recommendation that seasonal and local foods are something which the body understands your language and your food and develops immunity. But the other hand, when people try for all the things, say for example, she said watermelons are meant to be a summer fruit, but I get to see watermelons even now in the supermarket since it's being winter. But does it mean we can have it? Is a question to be asked by all of us. since there is a lot of new things around, a lot of buzz around the limelight foods and the superfoods, and try this and this will improve that, that will improve that, and trying everything on and off on your own system, it's nothing but abusing your own gut, abusing your own body. When this is happening, body rejects. The gut microbiome has a lot of bacteria, beneficial bacteria, which are good and which plays a major role in building one's immune power. When we try on so many things which are not meant for us or which are really not required, just for the sake of experimenting on own self, people are into the usage of so many foodstuffs. And end of the day, they just give a blame like this is not working and that is not working. But because of all these things, one is the gut is not accepting what you're trying on. That's point one. And the second point is the gut microbiome, which is a healthy microbiome helping you in building up your immunity levels, it's gradually decreasing. And the bad bacteria. The proportion of both is really, really important to maintain. That's what brings on the immunity to the person. So to have a good immune levels, one should have a good gut health. If one should have a good gut health, they should have a natural, healthy, seasonal, regional diet, which is solely meant for them in their areas. So as we spoke a lot about nutrition and gut health, let me talk about the two other pillars that you have mentioned, Neeraja, in the initial discussion, like how stress is actually impacting our immunity.
Stress. Yeah.
Yes.
Stress is a major factor which impacts our immunity more stronger. Actually, because of lack of activity in our life, because of our odd timings of working hours, stressful jobs, professions, and stressful family situations, which all are affect our immunity more. I mean, day-to-day life stress is not that much impacts our immune system, but yeah, chronic emotions like anger, guilt, jealousy, this type, which we carry all the negative emotions, which affect our stress, immune system more. And today, if we our neighbors, if we, jealousy, egoistic feelings are developed more. Like someone is buying some car, so become competition. So I have to buy two. I have to work for this. I have to, and we are putting more stress on ourselves by seeing others, not analyzing what we are, what we have to. We are not analyzing ourselves. We are comparing ourselves with other persons. And one more thing, like stress means we are using a gadget till we sleep. Last thing in our hand before sleep is a phone, and first thing after we wake up is also a phone. Okay, so all these things, all these lifestyle activities, and we have time to see phone till 12 o'clock, but we have no time to do exercise. We are not even trying to move around, not even observing our nature around us. So many, we are lost somewhere with the technology. Technology is everything for us nowadays. So to relieve stress, yeah, whenever we decided to relieve our stress, definitely, yeah, we can start meditating. We can observe our things. We can develop a balcony garden, kitchen garden. We can engage ourselves. We are reliving with our old hobbies which we used to do when we are young. So many things. So many. We can reconnect ourselves with. We reconnect with ourselves, not not comparing with others. That can be helpful to build a strong immunity. And we have to change the way we are looking at stress. Stress is there in everybody's life. No one is exception for this. But the way we look at the stress and the way we manage the stress both matters to get rid of this.
Yeah, I just love your last line, Nirja. This is where everyone, I absolutely agree. And why, see, we all know that gadgets and phones, as Nirja said, is a reason. There is a lot of exposure to the unwanted information around which we see through and observe and grab through our eyes into our body. You know, all these things we think that okay, we have watched some news, okay, something bad happened to somebody, okay, we think that we left it there and we just go ahead in our own routine and do something else which is needed for that moment. But the guys, what is happening at the backstage is all these thoughts, all this you know, this distress and that kind of frustration we get by seeing all this negativity around. It gets stored in our subconscious mind, and the body keeps reacting for that. You know, the stress hormones in our body. Even though we think that we are all right, we have come out of that. That news is over for today, and I have moved away from it, and I'm doing my work, but the body doesn't perceive it in the same way because the emotions are submerged inside. And the stress hormones keep secreting the body. They keep affecting your body unless otherwise we know the ways to relieve from that inbuilt stress. So this is very, very harmful. So it's very, very important to take care of your own self by decreasing all these things. And as Nirja mentioned, these are the few techniques that you can try. Gardening could be a good, impactful thing, or any hobby that you like in, indulge and get some time for yourself doing that. So, as we spoke about stress, and as we are talking a lot about device and other things, I also want to ask you about the role of sleep in building immunity. Since there is a lot of device usage and people are not able to sleep, even though they wanted to sleep, or people who uh, have no time to sleep because they're too busy doing something. So, end of the day, there is little less of sleep for everyone. In fact, I should say there is no quality of sleep. So, how this will impact immunity? Is there any relationship, Nirja?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, if we have, I mean, for example, today I didn't have a proper sleep, but tomorrow I feel restless and I can't do my routine as I used to do. Okay, so one day of sleep affects our routine. This is I mean, we can headache. Somebody feels headache. Somebody feels stressed. Somebody feel confused, like that. But if one day sleep affects this much for us, if you are not having a quality sleep, because we have to watch movie till 1 o'clock. This is a weekend or something. Movie was released somewhere. We are. I mean, we have to see a web series. This I have to complete this. So, how many of you are reading a book before you sleep? Which is a, I mean, very healthy habit. Anyone here?
Tough habit. We all are behind our children's books. In fact,
I read my college books, so
wonderful.
Okay, so we have time for see a movie or I mean web series and all, and we are using mobile till we close our eyes for sleep, right? So it affects our health. I mean, our it strain our eyes more. Okay, and it's that strain. It will take 2 to 3 hours to relieve that strain from our eyes. Then only we'll get a good quality sleep. Okay, so for example, you are watching phone or computer or TV till 1 o'clock. It takes to 3:30 till you have to relieve the strain of your eyes. Then you will get a sleep of 3 to 4 hours of quality. Anyway, today is a fast moving life. Everyone wakes up at 6:37. That's mandatory. Becomes we have to send the school kids to school or something. Whatever. 7 would be the most. So if we sleep at 3:30, only we are getting 3 to 4 hours of quality sleep. That means this is the process we are experiencing externally. But internally, if we lose a 1 day of sleep, it affects our killer cells of 30% of our killer cells. Means everyday sleep contribute 30%. Means we are it is a major component of our immune system. So if we lose these killer cells day by day gradually, automatically it leads to low immune system. Right? So having good quality sleep means we have to have quality sleep means we have to stop using gadgets 1.5 hour before we sleep. And if we read a book before we sleep, definitely it will be a refreshing one.
Okay. So guys, so here is an important takeaway for you all, that it's not only nutrition that is important to build your immune levels. Sleep plays a major role. If a person is not able to sleep well, have a sound and quality sleep, their immune system is going to deteriorate day by day. Wow, it is happening. It's not because of the mobiles, guys. Please don't blame the devices. It's because of the artificial light that is emitted from the mobiles, the artificial light that is emitted from your tube lights, from your LED lights. See, everywhere there is a lot of light. You know, this light will not let the body relax. If your body has to relax and secrete the healing hormones which are needed to rebuild, repair, rejuvenate the lost cells and the damaged and repair has to be done, then body needs to secrete these healing hormones. And these healing hormones will be secreted into the body only when there is darkness around. Having said that, how we can create this darkness around? We have to put off the lights. We have to keep our devices off. That's the only way. So if you want your bodies to secrete your healing hormones, keep away from all these things. Be in the darkness for some time. You can listen to some soothing music along with the suggestion of reading books. That's a better option. You can actually read some stories with your children. You can discuss, talk, have some family time, have some little chit chat. You know, this is the time your body will really relax, get you out of the stress, helps you to secrete the healing hormones, and rebuilds your health. So sleep is very, very, very important, more important than the diet that you eat. So we spoke about the 3 important components to build your immunity so far: the nutrition part, the stress management part, and the having a healthy sleep. So can you summarize, Neeraja, for all of us, the things that they need to be done, maybe some takeaway messages to build the immunity? And guys, please keep posting your questions in the chat box. We will take it up. Yeah, Neeraja, please go ahead.
Yeah. So, ma'am, for the nutrition part, I want to say we are hearing organic foods these days. Yes. So, organic, what it means is growing it naturally, right? But due to development of agro business, initially we used to have 1 or 2 crops a year in the soil, right? So it becomes more fertile. Is more more nutritious. But after developing this agro business and technology in the cropping, we used to have a 3 to 4 crops a year. So it automatically depletes the fertility of the soil. So from the soil itself, we are not getting the healthy food. Okay, and due to this environmental pollutions because of industrialization, technological developments, whatever we say, so air is also not that much quality we are having. So we have to choose nutritious foods which are available for us. Like we have to choose seasonal foods to be have in our menu. We have to seasonal foods and some healthy practices which our grandparents, our ancestors used to use in that particular season. We can recollect them and reuse them so that the way, for example, kiwi fruits. Kiwi fruits are rich. I mean, they will develop immunity for a dengue. Whenever the people get dengue, they're fed with only kiwi fruits because they have to develop platelets and all. So not like that. Every season, every fruit has its own importance. Locally grown foods, locally grown vegetables are more healthier than acquired things. Okay, so having a good quality sleep, having a proper sleep timings. I have to go to bed on this time. I have to wake up by this time. We have to fix a timetable, prioritizing things. Sleep is more. Sleep has a more priority. We have all recharge. Whenever our mobile is charged, we put on charging and we keep it there for some time, right? So likewise, we have to recharge our body with a quality sleep. Then only we'll get a refreshed day. Next day we'll get a refreshed one. Okay, and for stress, yeah, everybody is having stress as we discussed, but try to spend some time with yourself. What see internally what you need, what your body asks to you, what is the needs of our body. So we have to analyze ourselves instead of comparing with others. They are doing, I have to do. They are going for meditation, I'll also go. Is meditation suits you? This meditation is needed for you. We have to analyze ourselves before going along with the crowd. So everything was customized according to our needs. So we have to analyze ourselves and we have to provide the things as the need of our body. That is the thing.
Okay. So the thing is, everything is too damaged around us. The water is polluted, the air is polluted, the food is polluted. So what else can happen now? Only the best can happen now, is it not? And we can only make it with the shift of our thoughts, guys. Nothing. There is nothing that we expect or anticipate from that nature. If nature is like this, it's we who made that into it, is it not?
Yes.
We humans have spoiled it. So it's our equal responsibility to reset it. And good. So as we say, like these things are important. Along with this, it's also equally important that how our thoughts and emotions are actually affecting. You know, it's not only the kind of food that we are eating. Say, for example, I take zinc tablets every day with an intention like this is not helping me. How much ever I may take, this is not helping me in boosting my immunity. Will it help? So, with what intention are we doing things is equally important, along with a good amount of nutrition or the sleep or the stress management techniques, and that one is dealing with. And as Neeraja well pointed out, let's not live a second-hand life. That's what we call on. You know, if someone else is doing, if you just copy them, we just become a second-hand because we don't have any originality in our own thing. See, assess yourself. If you're not able to do, consult a healthcare professional, take help and get assessed and do what is necessary and needed for you. So with that, we'll jump into the questions, Neeraja. There are quite a lot of questions from the groups and also from the chat box. Let me take it the first one for you. So it is from Bhavna. More intake of antibiotics leads to lack of immunity. Is it true?
Yeah. So having antibiotic become necessary these days. Even we got a little cough and cold, we are going for antibiotics, right?
Ma'am, I want to ask you one more thing along with that. Nowadays, children, we will be, if he gets fever or something, especially my kid, I'm telling, every month he'll be getting fever or cold or cough something. He'll get it from school, everything. That is okay. We'll wait for 3 days actually. Even if we go to pediatric, they will not advise antibiotic immediately. when we'll understand and put the paracetamol and everything, home remedies, it doesn't at all cope up with the things. He will never be reduced. When we go to pediatrician, even though if we don't give antibiotic also, it will be cured like. So I wanted to know whether more of giving antibiotics leads to lack of immunity, or every month we have to keep on giving some throat infection, something, whatever the things we'll be facing, ma'am. So what home remedies helps to not to get often, like, I wanted to know.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, antibiotics means to kill the organism, right? Biotics. Okay. So it's not aware which is beneficial and which is harmful. If we use more, definitely we'll use our gut microbiome as well. So it automatically leads to lower immunity. And immediately after our kids catching cold or cough something, immediately we look into our medication box, right?
Yes.
So what natural things we can do? Even my daughter is suffering from cold since 3 days. I am feeding her with a turmeric milk, turmeric and pepper milk. I'm not even giving her a medicine. So it's our intention which is driving us towards medication. It's not so many home remedies are there in our kitchen itself. We can provide them if you want to provide them a stronger immunity before going to a medication. Just start with some home remedies. Tulsi water. How many people will give steam to your babies, your kids? With a tulsi or something dropped in the water, turmeric water, steam. How many of you will? Oh, we simply say they won't take before drying. Before drying itself, we declare like we are not, they won't do. We declare ourselves. So if we practice these things, even we four of us affected with COVID third wave. But me and my kids not even taken a single medication. I used to give a kada to them, boiled spices water, turmeric milk, using more of spices in their food. So that matters. We have to take a expert suggestion to measure the quantities what we can give. Okay. So before going to medication, just see your kitchen pharmacy. What hidden healer was there to treat your kid? We rub our chest, Vicks vapor. Immediately getting cold, one Vicks vapor will be the his side of his bed or pillow somewhere. Every time we'll rub it. Anyone tried Jaifal? Jaifal, if we rub it, we make a paste of it and just try rubbing on your kid's chest. It naturally heals. But we need instant solutions. We can't able to work on it. So nowadays. So try these things to develop immunity in the kids. Don't go for medicines and antibiotics immediately after they are getting. So if you want your kids to be more stronger, we have to change the perception we are doing.
Okay. So having said that, see guys, as Neeraja said, good and bad is there everywhere. Similarly, we have the good bacteria and also the bad bacteria in our body. So when we take the antibiotics along with the bad bacteria, it might kill the good bacteria. That's where the gut issues and all the digestion issues and all are coming up. And the immunity is also getting affected, as we already discussed, like gut contributes to your major protection of the immune system. So it's very important. It's not that when you get the infection, you have to manage it. It has to be as a habitual practice. It's not managing when I get the cold. From the beginning, even if there is cold or cough, or when there is nothing, also you initiate certain practices to the kids' regimen. Eating 2 fruits a day gives you all the micronutrients that are needed. That's what enhances the immunity. Give natural foods, give the fruits and vegetables as much as you want. I still remember my daughter is turning now, but wherever I go, even I am in somewhere in the corner of the Europe or into the end corner of Mysore or Coimbatore, there is never a single day I traveled without carrying a kg of carrots along with me. These are true facts, guys, because she used to relish them so much that if I give 2 carrots to her, it's done. Indulge these kind of practices into your kids' diet. They should eat more of vegetables, not only the cooked things. Give them a choice. Make their plates appealing. Help them eat 2 fruits every day. This will naturally build their immunity, and that's what takes it ahead. It's not what does it when the infection is there, along with the turmeric milk and kadas and all. I hope we have answered your question enough, Bhavna. So let's go ahead. We have only little time, so Neeraja, let's quickly give short answers, not too elaborated. There is one question from Kamalam. More booster doses, more immunity. Is it true, or will the body develop resistance? How long vaccines can help? Can you please explain?
Yeah.
That's my favorite question. I can add few points too.
Actually, vaccines are, few are long lasting, few are, we have to take it up periodical things. Okay. So
let's talk about COVID, because this is related to COVID, I can see.
Yes. So even though first vaccination is done, it's not like vaccination done also, some people got COVID wave 2. So it depends on the periodical things decided when they are manufactured. Some are periodical, some are long lasting. For example, if we get a vaccination for chickenpox, or if we are infected with that, so it won't repeat again. So some are periodical and some are long lasting. It depends on the way they manufacture.
Correct. And also, guys, it's not that once the vaccine is taken, okay, if you have taken a vaccine for BCG vaccine, which is given to an infant, even has a protection only till 15 years. After 15 years, they can very much get the tuberculosis. There is a time frame for everything, and same for all the vaccines that we are taking in. And vaccines are just an instant protection. It's not your natural immunity that the body has. So it's your responsibility to develop it through all the practices, getting into the healthy way. Okay. So having said that, I hope we answered your question. Like, more than booster doses and vaccines, rely on your natural immunity and try to seek help how you can develop it ahead further. So even if we go for seasonal fruits nowadays, not getting quality of fruits, all we get are artificial sweeteners that does not affect our body system. Sugars and artificial sweeteners on the immune system. Would you like to talk on this, Neeraja?
You are the right person to say.
Okay. See, guys, the more of fruit quality. Why we are insisting so much on the natural and seasonal foods is only for this matter. If you are getting a fruit somewhere from a different country, it takes 20 days to 30 days to come here. They are into the cold storage. By the time they get into the market, from the supermarket, into your home, into your refrigerator, by the time you consume, how many days? Look at the duration of the time it is taking to reach your plate from your mouth to your mouth. So the quantity of nourishment that is there is actually very, 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 very less. That's the reason we are insisting on regional and seasonal. The ones which are grown in your area has fresh produce, is fresh produce. It is not cold storage. It is not preserved. So that is a short thing for you, that this is full of nutrients. Point one. So please go to the local mandis, go to the farmers market, go to the Raitu Bazars, buy fruits and vegetables from them, the street markets. They will not cheat you on, because they don't have quotas to preserve them. Point one. And coming to the artificial sweeteners and the other sugars, obviously, see, we have good and bad bacteria in our body, as we were telling you earlier. The bad bacteria rely on these free sugars. The more of free sugar in the body, the more of multiplication of this bad bacteria happens. And that bad bacteria, if it is more, it will always overtake the good bacteria. So you should not rely much on the free sugars, but to have more of immunity and nourishment, shift to the natural and seasonal. Okay, does drinking hot beverages help in preventing and treating common cold?
Yes, but it should be in a limited quantity. I mean,
Okay,
so
so it will definitely help you guys to relieve the current symptoms. If there is a sore throat, when we take some hot beverage, obviously it soothes the throat, but it is not something which is preventing. Please understand both the contexts. If you want to develop immunity, as I said, it has to be your lifestyle, which will build on and take it ahead recurrently every day. It's reoccurring every day. It is not done for a day or two. It is not done as we take a 30 tablet zinc course a month. No, it is an everyday job to help you build in your immune system. But these beverages will definitely relieve from the symptoms that you have when you have this infection. So Manju Charan is asking, what are prebiotics? Can you tell the difference between pre and probiotics, Neeraja?
yeah, prebiotics means anyway. This is also a developing microorganism which is beneficial for our body. So prebiotics means we prepare that microorganism culture, microbiome in the foods, like fermenting idli, dosa batter, or settling a curd. These are all called prebiotics. And probiotics, sorry. So, and the foods which develop microbiomes after internally are called prebiotics. Okay. So, fermented foods, all fermented foods which develop microorganisms outside our body is called probiotics. And the organisms which develop microbiome after getting into our body are called prebiotics. Am I correct? If not correct.
Yes, absolutely. See, guys, if you are reliant on the substances that are available in the market, like the kefir and other stuff, they have live microorganisms inside, and that's what helps you to improve your gut bacteria. But let me all tell you, is that strain of microorganism that is there in these products, if it is not the same that is there in your gut, again there is a clash. So these things doesn't help. If you want to take prebiotics, it has to be something from your own, food habits, your own curd. Make it that curd, we use it as a culture to produce more curd. And that curd in the form of buttermilks and yogurts and all, if you take it, because that is what you have been taking it, and that helps you to develop your gut microbiome. And as Neeraja was mentioning about the fermented foods, take it idli, dosa, uttapam, anything that is naturally fermented, the dokla, all these things, they have these live cultures which help us when we indulge on this food over a period of time. This will definitely help you to make your gut health better along with the rest of the practices. So don't rely on all these products. We are not against any brand, but in spite of seeing so much of usage of these products, we don't see any good change. So that's the reason, rely on your own kitchen, your own practices. With that, the rest of the questions we take up in the WhatsApp group, guys. But I have very good message which was directly posted to me in the Zoom chat. I would like to read out for this because this is for my team. With that, we'll end the session. This is from Shivani Iyer. She is sharing her opinion, comment. I would like to share something. From the time I joined these sessions, I learned that you train your mind. When you have a good control on your mind, you can get away any disease. I stay in hostel and I learned to control my mind, and I also prefer home remedies for small infections since I stay in Bangalore, which has very unpredictable weathers. It helped me a lot. I have learned a lot from these sessions and now currently having a very peaceful, stable, and stress-free life. I would love to thank you all for that. Thank you, Shivani. Thank you so
So
much
much.
for all the kind words. Um, and whatever you said is absolutely true when we actually practice. So, with that, thank you so much, Neeraja, for sharing your knowledge and insights on building the immunity today. And thank you so much, audience, for joining us today. I hope you all have taken handful of important messages that help you to build and continue building your immune system. And we wish you all stay happy and healthy and peaceful and prosperous forever. Thank you so much. See you all next
Thank you.
Sunday with another
Thank you
interesting
everyone
topic.
for joining us. Thank you for the opportunity.
Bye bye, guys. स्वप्न वाइंड अप